Hey guys, welcome back to Dividend Obsession. My name is Troy. Today's video is going to be a little bit different in a few ways. So first, I bought this screen share program that I wanted to use with you guys because today's video is going to be showing you guys my dividend tracking spreadsheet that I use. And really what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you what I've earned in February from dividends in my IBA account, or my IBA. As well as comparing this February of 2022 to last February of 2021 just to see the growth. Hopefully, there's growth there. And yeah, we'll just jump right into it. So, bringing up my spreadsheet. We're going to go here. So this is my spreadsheet. There are a lot of formulas. This is a monster that has, evolved into what it is today. If you guys would like separate videos detailing the different tabs I'm using, why I created what I created, how to use some of these formulas, so you guys can make a copy of this spreadsheet for yourself. Let me know, and I can for sure put together a little mini series on, my dividend spreadsheet. So we're going to just dive right into it. So this is, as it says, my dividend growth portfolio, my IBA, my taxable account that I have access to right now. This is the account I hope to be able to live off of and retire early at 50 years old. And this needs to carry me from 50 to 59 and a half until I get access to the 401k, the Roth IRA, and my HSA. So, without further ado, let's just dive a little bit into this. So, my current holdings in this account are Apple, AbbVie, APD, Air Products and Chemicals, Illinois Toolworks, Microsoft, NextEra Energy, NVIDIA, Pool Corporation, Starbucks, Visa, and Exxon. Um, get over here into the sector, how often they pay out, and my number of shares. So I don't have a lot of companies. So I know one critique that a lot of people always will think of is that you aren't, in theory, supposed to have more than 5% of your portfolio in any one company, just for diversification points. I don't have enough stocks to not have 5%. Like my lowest one is 5.6, and that is NextEra Energy. Um, and most of these positions are relatively new. I, like you guys, I've gone through the ups and downs of not knowing what I'm doing, or being really strongly convicted to one method and then pivoting into another method because I found out I was wrong. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. One Another use for this YouTube channel is going to be, one, to hold me kind of accountable, two, to help me track my growth, and then three, see how I thought back 5-10 years from now when I'm hopefully still doing this, and we're all growing together. So. And then the next column, column G, we have, the amount I invested in each of these stocks. This last one down here is obviously my cash. I have 26 cents in cash. Cost basis per share. So this is just the breakdown of like the basic average price that I bought each of these companies for. So basically, long story short, if you were to go online right now and see how much Apple costs, if Apple costs more than 65.11 per share, then I'm doing good. That means I'm in the green. I'm doing good. If Apple costs less than 65.11 per share, you could buy it now for cheaper than I bought it at, or my average position is, because I didn't buy all 4.905 shares at 65.11. I bought some higher, bought some lower. Um, the next column is going to be your current dividend yield and my yield on cost. So the yield on cost is kind of more important to me, is where I'm trying to, as I hold these companies and as they grow in value, my yield on cost is going to go up. This is the number I'm trying to keep my yield on cost higher than the current yield on cost, or the current dividend yield, I should say. So you can see down here that my average is 1.99%, and the current dividend yield for all my companies is 1.83%. This isn't 100% up to date because it changes daily with the stock price. So as of, I think this is like a week ago, this is where my numbers were. So next we get into the annual dividend. This is how much the company pays in dividends per share owned. So Apple, 88 cents. This is per share per year. So this is the yearly payout. So AbbVie's 564 a year, APD is 648 a year, and this is per share. So I have 4.905. So 4.905 times the annual dividend is what I would get. So I'm going to hide my screen right here or my camera right here so we can get into the rest of the spreadsheet. So the next thing we have on here is the ex-dividend date. This is, again, the date that you need to you need to own the stock in order to get a dividend for those shares. So you'll see right here that I have today's date as well. And what this will do is I have these subtracting each other, and this tells me how many days I have left to buy this company. So if I'm looking at all my stocks that I have in here, I'll put it back on. If I'm looking at all the stocks I have on here, and I'm like, okay, cool. I really, really, really want to buy Nvidia. Like, say I do my research, I have a couple extra dollars, and I want to throw it at one of my companies. Nvidia's down. It's obviously still meeting all my metrics. I still want to buy this company. I'm like, okay, right here you can see I have 10 days left to buy this company where this purchase will increase the amount of dividends that I'm getting. Now, Nvidia doesn't pay much of a dividend. As you can see, their annual dividend is 16 cents per share. You're not going to get rich off of that. So, yeah, that's just, my remaining time to buy is just a nice little thing I like having in here to let me know, hey, if you're looking at buying any of these companies and you also want to get the dividends now or very soon from that purchase, this is the column I use for that. Hide my camera here again. So the next thing I get into is the payout date. This is obviously when the company is going to pay out those dividends. I have a separate app. I can speak on this a little later in some later videos that estimates the ex-dividend date and payout date because these dates aren't yet declared for some of these companies. The ones that are remaining time to buy just recently, they've obviously been declared. But like this one for Apple at the top, that's not declared yet. But this app does estimate, it estimates them based off of historical and when they're projected to pay out. And I'll change this if it ends up being incorrect. But for now, it's a good timeline, like saying, hey, you have about 70 days. Next column is the payout months. Again, this just lets me know, when these companies pay out. That's pretty self-explanatory. So column Q and column R, we get into the expected yearly payout. This is the annual dividend over here in K times the number of shares I have. And this is how much Apple will pay me out, and then AbbVie and APD. This is how much they will pay me out per year. And then down here on column R, this is divided by the number of times they pay out. So each time Apple pays me, right now, per how many shares I have currently, they will pay me $1.08. This will change based on the number of, if they increase their dividend, this will change based on the number of shares I own. So all this is really liquid. And like I said, if we need to go over how I set up this spreadsheet, we can do that in separate videos. I want to keep this one as short as possible. So column S, this is just when I first bought. Basically, this just summarizes if it's going to be a long-term gain if I were to sell, or if it would be a short-term gain. As you can see, most of these are relatively new positions. As I mentioned, I went through a lot of things like, oh, I'm going to go head over heels for this group of stocks. And then I do that and I'm like, well, I don't know if that's the right way I want to do this. And then I would sell those and buy into something else and then sell that and buy into something else. So I'm a lot more committed to this approach that I have right here. And that's, again, YouTube channel hopefully is going to help me with that, where I can go back, watch my old videos and say, oh, okay, that's why I did that. And I also have tabs down here built in for that too. So getting in here to the bottom, this is the IBA dividend income yearly, monthly, and daily. These are just something I get excited over looking at this. I get 64 cents on average per day from this portfolio. You're not going to get rich off of 64 cents a day, but it's more than it was last month and last year. So I get excited over that. If somebody just handed you 64 cents a day, I don't think you're going to say, I don't want that. Like, I'll take your 64 cents. So over the years, we'll see this number grow, and then we'll look back at it 5 years from now, and be like, man, remember when you were really excited about 64 cents? Now you're getting $30 a day. I'm like, yeah, that's the growth. So that's what we hope to go for here. So diving into a little bit of these other things I have down here. So I have a few non-dividend stocks in my IBA. Tesla and NIO, they're both in the EV. NIO, I'm down big on. At this point, I'm just keeping it because why not? It's been a dog for me. Tesla, I like Tesla a lot. I'm a really big fan of a Tesla. I want a Tesla really bad. But I don't want to really add too much more to this one. I don't want to sell it because why? And I also don't really want to add too much to this account because this is my dividend growth account. I need to, grow dividends, and Tesla and Neo don't pay dividends. So, and then going over here to the right a little bit, this is my crypto. I don't have, you can see I have $102 worth of crypto, or, I invested $102 in crypto. Over here, I'm a little hesitant to add to crypto, not necessarily because it's going down. I don't care about that. The reason is, like, if I come across $100 or $200 that I have to invest, I could easily add that to my Robinhood account. I do crypto in Robinhood. Coinbase is where I used to do that, but they were charging me fees for every transaction. And if I only wanted to add, $50 here and there, and they're taking $2 out of that, I'm like, that's a big fee, percentage wise. So didn't want to do that. Switched to Robinhood. There's no fees, and I like the simplicity of Robinhood's interface. So yeah. Anyway, getting back to it, if I have that $100 or $200 to invest, I have a hard time pulling the trigger to get it over here to crypto when I could easily put that $100 or $200 into, Apple or Microsoft or whatever, and I have a hard time justifying that to myself, saying, "Hey, put it in Bitcoin and not Apple." Like, that's hard for me to do. So that's why I, $48 worth of Bitcoin and $53 into Ethereum. So, and I'm not into the whole, meme coins, the Dogecoin and Shibu Inus and all those things. I don't know what any of that means. I'm too old for that. But down here, this is something I just recently added. So this is the 2021 year-end totals. And I just basically wanted to take a snapshot of all of these yellow. So the yellow total shares, average shares, and then this is the yield on cost and dividend yield. Just to compare it to, like, to track that growth. Now next year, so at the end of this year, at the end of 2022, I'll screenshot all these, put them down here, and then this will obviously stay updated with the most current information. And then it'll just be cool to see, like, for example, this up here is the IBA, the dividend growth. As of the end of 2021, I had 70 shares and then 6.4 shares. And now I'm at 74.9 and 6.8. Again, I like little growth. Little growth is exciting to me, because it has to start somewhere, right? I know this is all a big snowball. It little by little, it'll build itself, and then hopefully become self-sufficient and work towards that goal of retiring early. So let me hide this so I can go over again. If we go down here and I go over, this is another cool one. Again, I'm obsessed with small amounts of money. I'm obsessed with bigger amounts of money, but like I said, start somewhere. So we're at 190, 15, and 52 for the yearly, monthly, and daily as of the December of 2021. 190, 15, 52. And now we're at 231, 19, and 64. This is not all from contributions that I've made, because I don't contribute to my dividend IBA until I am done maxing out my Roth. So for the beginning of the year, however long it takes me to max out my Roth, this is my first year with the Roth. So until I'm done maxing that out, I'm not touching this account. I'm dripping any dividends that come in. But to me, maxing out the Roth because of the tax advantages is the most important. So I'm going to, I'm not touching this. So my 26 cents that's staying in there, we're keeping 26 cents in there, because I think you need to buy $1 worth of a company at any time. Like, you can't buy less than that. So I'm going to be chilling with 26 cents in this account. But yeah, so that's all. This is the main tab I wanted to show you guys today. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here. Let me hide my screen so I can show you guys this one. So this tab, it keeps dragging me over. Okay, so this tab is my dividend history combined. This is for every account I have and every dividend that's ever been paid to me, whether I'm dripping the dividend, how many drip shares I bought, what account it's in, what stock it was, how much and when, the whole 9 yards. So I'm pretty proud of this spreadsheet, but we're going to, for sake of this video, this is for February of 2022. We're going to go down here to February of 2022, and I'm going to show you what I got. So on 2/10 of 22, I got $1.08 from Apple. That was in my IBA account. I did drip that dividend, and it got me a whole whopping 0.006 shares. Nobody really cares about that. It's not going to move the needle one way or another, but that was a free 0.06 shares that Apple basically gave me. So instead of giving me $1.08, they gave me more of their company, which, as I said in my other videos, is going to buy me more of the company, and it gives me more dividends, and buy me more of the company, it gives me more dividends, and snowball, there we go. So Then just 4 days later, on Valentine's Day, APD gave me a nice little dividend of $5.65. Again, in the IBA account, I dripped the shares. That bought me 0.022 shares, so more than Apple. It was more money. The 15th, 1 day later, AbbVie, this is my biggest payer currently, gave me $16.44. That's nice, just for nothing. I just woke up on the 15th and AbbVie's like, here you go, here's some money. And yeah, again, if somebody goes to give you $16.44, you say no, I'm not. And if you are, give me that $16.44. IBA, I dripped the shares, and that bought me 0.115 shares. So now, see, our decimal points getting a little closer to our numbers. So that's pretty cool. And then the 25th, this is just a couple days ago, Starbucks paid me $5.06. IBA, I dripped it, and it got me 0.056 shares. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here to the dividend tracking, and that total, let me verify this is right. It should be. We're going to go dividend history, and I'm going to do this. Hide my camera, 2823. And if I go back over here to this, 2823. So that is correct. So what I have this set up to do is right here. This will automatically put in that amount. So 2823 is what I've gotten in my IBA account. My IBA. I keep doubling the account. And then last year, at this same time, I was, doing different things with dividends, but also, I was a dividend investor back then. I just feel like I've hopefully grown as a dividend investor since then. I received $5.94 in dividends in February of 2021. I've received $28.23 in dividends as of February of 2022, and I'm not getting any more dividend payments this month. So I have this little column right here, year over year, 21 to 22. Those are the 2 years I'm comparing. That is a 375.3% growth rate. Sounds pretty good to me. That is, yeah. If your boss called you into the office and said, "Hey, Troy, we're going to give you a 375% raise," sounds good. Wouldn't say no. And then, yeah, we'll get into more of this down here, the quarter sum and stuff like that. Next month's video is going to be not only comparing March to March, March of 21 to March of 22, but it's also going to compare quarter one to quarter two. As you can see, we're already doing good. We're already at a 42% raise for, for being smarter than I was last year. We're at a 42% raise for that. And I have $0 in here for March. And March is one of my bigger months because I have, I think, 5 or 6 companies paying out in March. So down here, this is the total. Last year, I received $209 in dividends. This year, I'm up to 32 in 2 months. This is going to look skewed, the monthly income, daily income, because it counts all of these as zeros, all the yellow fields as zero. And then, yeah, so as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, you're going to start to see these numbers really start to, hopefully pop out. And we're like, wow, look at this growth that we've made in a year. Like, just look at, we'll use last year as an example. In 2020, I made $23.77 all year in dividends. I made more than that this month. Sounds good. And then you look at it, $1.98 a month. I'm at we're looking 21 and 22, or 21 and 20. So I was at $1.98, and I made $17.42 on average per month in 2021. 7 cents a day in 2020, 57 cents a day in 2021. And then down here, this is just the starting balance and ending balance of my accounts, just so I can track, how I'm, again, holding myself accountable, making sure that these numbers, I don't necessarily need to go, like you'll see here, this is the 21 to 20 comparison. I went up 279% in account value. I'm not trying to hit any special number. I just want to see, oh, okay, every year I've gone up a certain percentage in account value every year. That's really what I'm tracking here. So, yeah, but all that to say, I didn't get any dividends in my Roth account. I didn't get any dividends in my 401k or my HSA for February, so there's nothing there to show you on there. March, spoiler alert, I do get dividends in some of those other accounts. So we will go over that in the March video. I believe that's going to come out the first Monday of April because of how it falls. I'm trying to let the whole month play out just in case I get a dividend on the last day. I don't want to say, oh, I'm supposed to get this dividend tomorrow. We'll see if it happens. So I really do want to give you guys the March is concluded. Here's what I've gotten. So yeah, with all that being said, this is the video for today. Nothing crazy. I wanted to show you guys this spreadsheet. I am very proud of this spreadsheet. So down in the comments. So first of all, sub if you guys have not subbed yet. Second of all, please like the video. It helps with the algorithm and it helps me get the channel out there. I'm not only trying to, help put this money back into my account. I'm trying to entertain, educate, and help people that think it's too late or think that they can't do dividend investing or they see all these other videos on YouTube where people have, you know, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is where it starts, right? So like people don't start with $100,000 in their account. They start with, I have $11,000 in this account, and I've built this over 2 years. So we're getting there. I have a plan in place. I have goals, and that's really what you need to do. So, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below if you guys like the new format. I'm not sure if every video will be like this. If I have something to show you guys, I can do videos like this. And then comment down below, if you're getting started, if you have any suggestions for future videos, if there's anything that I, might do better in a future video when we discuss these. And yeah, without further ado, see you.